lot of work's been going on. There's a lot of updates, but here you just live. You just live. I don't sleep good if I don't have air conditioning. Our air conditioner went out over there. Mosquitoes are going to overtake my body. I know my content is not all that interesting sometimes. So it's morning. It's about 5:30 here in Guimaras, whatever you want to call it. I stayed last night at the JM Backpackers Hotel again. We went to the property yesterday and it was great. I mean, there's been people there. I haven't been there for a couple of weeks anyway. And a lot of work's been going on. We've been setting up. We got a tank, of course, if you watch my videos, we got a tank behind our house there in Guimaras, a water tank, and we got running water inside the house. But they're working on plumbing in the kitchen area. They're doing all kind of finish work inside the house. I'll show you that here in a little bit, but it's just early in the morning. It's nice to sit out here in Iloilo and sit out here at my hotel. It's just a nice little place. Drink your morning coffee. I know this is not the best looking. I think they're working on a swimming pool, obviously. But there's a little seating area up here. I've got my Nescafe. That's provided free of charge. And we've walked around this a little bit before, but there's basically the town over there. And it's not the best view right here, but you're not paying hardly any money either for this place. It's like 1,000 pesos a night, which is a decent room. But then over there is the market. You can walk down there and pick up anything. It's teeming with activity right now. Sorry, I'm holding the phone with my hand, so I don't have a holder stand or anything like that this morning. But I'm sitting up here and it's actually cool. It wasn't cool yesterday. It was hot. It was, I never know what the temperature is. I don't really understand Celsius anyway, but nobody has them. So not like in America, they got used to years ago. They probably still do. They had that the temperature on every bank you drive by, or a lot of banks, constantly telling you, the radio's always telling you how hot it is, or how cold it is. But here you just live. You just live, and you deal with whatever comes your way. And really, we do too in America. We're just told about it all the time. So, but it's nice and cool. Got a breeze going. Sitting here in shorts and flip flops and a cotton shirt, and it's comfortable. So I'm happy about that this morning. I went ahead. My wife stayed at the property. I went ahead and come to the hotel. Our air conditioner went out over there. I don't sleep good if I don't have air conditioning. Now, I may have been okay last night, but two concerns. You can say what you want about me, whether I'm a lightweight or whatever, but I can't hardly sleep. If I'm sweating, I can't sleep. Or if I'm hot and I'm thinking that mosquitoes are going to overtake my body, carry me off, I can't hardly deal with that. So for my own peace of mind, I spent $20 over here at the hotel, and I'll go back here in a little while to the property. But I'll show you, they're building a little water system on the back of the caretaker house as well. And I looked at some old footage that I had. I have an old editing program I use. It's not an old editing program, it's iMovie. It's an Apple product, but it's a pretty basic editing tool. But I went in there and I saw an old project where I'm not even sure if I posted it, but when we first got the property and first started working on it, I showed the guys, a couple guys digging the septic tank. I thought, wow, and you look back at the video and stuff was grown up and people were cutting grass, and it's amazing how the property is now. So maybe I can get that, that old footage and then put it in the first part of the video, and then show the way it was back then. I mean, the caretaker house, it's just a small house and it's just basic, but back then, shoot, there was only the bathroom was standing, you know, and we built the whole house, and it's nice bamboo. It's been there long enough. We got to repaint it, re-lacquer the bamboo. So yeah, a lot of progress is happening out there, and that water system they're getting ready to put up, you know, number one, they're going to have water in the house instead of, we were at this point, since we have the well, we were actually putting a water hose through the window and filling up a barrel in there so they'd have water to flush the toilet and take a shower. So they're actually going to get water pipes in there. I mean, we were in that same boat a few weeks back. When I'd come over, we had the water barrel, and you had to take the tabo and, you know, go over the top and wash yourself up, and it was fine. But progress is coming, and progress is here. There's a lot of updates. The mango situation, it's okay, but we're not going to produce hardly any mangoes this year. Full disclosure, okay, when we started out, we said we're going to do maybe 10 trees. I don't know if they did 10 trees or 7 trees maybe, but there's a lot of spraying that went on, and we're down to the final stages of where they started bagging some fruit. And when I say fruit, you know, we're talking about that big around. So, I mean, that's part of the stage of it. But you bag it, or you put the newspaper around it. This newspaper is what we're using. That's to keep the insects out, and, you know, any fungus or anything like that, and all that technology is way above my head. But basically, long story short, we're not going to produce very many mangoes, and I don't know the reason why. It may be the first time it's sprayed after not being sprayed for a long time. People tell you a lot of stuff, but I don't really know the answer to it. But anyway, we spent probably, our target was, we're not going to spend any more than $700 on the whole project, and we spent close to that. I don't know the exact figure. I don't think we spent quite that much yet, but we're kind of given up on it as far as it's going to be a really big crop or anything. So if we're going to do mangoes again, we're going to have to do some more tree trimming and fertilizing, and you know, go into some deep care for some of the trees. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take like 2 or 3 trees that are not up on the level part of the land, and try to dig around those and get some fertilizer put in. Really try to trim those back nicely and feed those trees and make sure they get water. Maybe just try to do like 2 or 3 trees, but really take care of them first, and then see what happens. And then, you know, I'm gonna, as far as I can tell, I mean, they say, you know, your highest priced mangoes is not, you know, well, next month they have and I can never say it, the Mangoe Festival, whatever. It's all about the Mango Festival here in Guimaras in May. And they say the best prices are not found in May because everybody else has mangoes and they're trying to capitalize on that. But that being said, you know, I just want a good, safe time, you know, to raise those. And all seasons in the Philippines are not good for mangoes. I mean, you know, you don't want to do it in rainy season. You got paper bags, and it gets wet, and they're just going to fall off the mangoes. So anyway, we're going to try to get that worked out. And long story short, long story long, we're not going to produce a lot of mangoes this year. It's not going to happen for us. So, you know what I like about them most is the shade. And my wife and I were talking yesterday, day before. You know, the shade is beautiful, and it's very scenic. The trees are very scenic. You know, they're huge, and there's a lot of benefit like that. And plus, when you spray for mangoes, you do at least 2 different types of spray. You do one that makes them bloom, you know, so they'll eventually have fruit. That's the first one. But most of it is like fungicide and insecticide, a lot of insecticide. And those trees have been sprayed at least 7 times. I think they're supposed to be sprayed 9. But because there's not so much fruit that actually developed. There were a lot of buds, a lot of flowers that came out, but the fruit didn't really develop. So, on a large scale at all. So, to me, that's a lot of insecticide, just spraying all over the place. It coats the better part of the property. And yeah, we had a lot of ants and stuff, and that's helped with them, but I just don't want, on our property to have all that insecticide. But that's what they do. So if I was you, I'd wash my mangoes when I eat them. But again, having said that, they don't really spray them once they get about that big, and they're probably going to get some rains on them or something like that. They don't spray them once they get big because they're already enclosed in that plastic bag or paper bag or newspaper. So probably not a lot of insecticide, but a lot of insecticide is sprayed and comes into, gets on the tree, and who knows if that gets inside the mango or not. I'm not trying to put down mangoes here. What I am saying is, and people have been eating them forever, but what I am saying is that may be too much insecticide for me and my wife and family, to be living every day basically inside of a farm where they, spray chemicals. And I'm not sure that's great for your health, and we may spray a few, but it's going to be a while, probably next year before we do it again. But anyway, that's a little update. I'll try to put some clips of the new progress on the farm. And so anyway, the views on the channel have went up over 16,000. I'm pretty happy with that. That's great, and I appreciate everybody that's been commenting. And I did a reaction video to a guy, and that got a lot of views. I like that, and it was kind of controversial. Some people, kind of got a little crossways, which is fine. That's YouTube. And I've done some walking videos. I know some people like those. They don't really do well on views, but they're easy videos to do, and you get a chance to see, to me, I say the real Philippines. You get to see, how people live and what the scenery's like, what the streets are like, and but anyway, those are nice. And yeah, the controversial videos, I don't really like to. I'm not a clickbaity person. I try to put in my thumbnails. I say that. Sometimes I'll, in the thumbnail picture that you see on YouTube, they say make those where somebody wants to click on them. And there's a lot of things people do. They'll put beautiful girls up there, picture. And I could pull all kind of pictures off the internet and do that, make it sound salacious or whatever. If the channel never gets any big, that's okay. I'm not going to try to exploit that. That's just not me. I like views as much as the next YouTuber, but there's certain things I'm not going to be willing to do, and I don't put down anybody that does. It just, I know there's some expat channels that it's all about the drama. I'm thinking of one, I'm not going to say the name, but it's like, one time he got kicked out of America and got stranded in the Philippines, and the husband and wife split up, and I think they're doing fine. I just think it's drama for clickbait, and that's fine. Whatever people want to do is okay with me, but it's just not going to be on this channel. So anyway, but the channel's been doing good. I like that, and I've been posting quite a bit more, probably every other day. And I just tried, and I know my content is not all that interesting sometimes. It's just, sometimes I look at the video, the sound's not that great. I need to invest in a mic. That's about $400. There's just things that I don't like about my channel. So when I'm watching, it's like, I can see why it doesn't get a lot of views. It's not really smooth put together and professionally done, and I don't color grade the video. I just kind of try to put it out raw, and that's what I do. And some people like it, some people don't. But anyway, I'm gonna try to grow the channel. We're probably gonna be going back to the U.S. in August, so I'm gonna try to hit it pretty hard till then, and probably have some videos back that I can still post while I'm gone. But anyway, good morning from Guimaras, and I hope this video finds you well, and I appreciate all you that watch. And I had a guy email me, and he'll know who he is. He actually spent some time, bought a house pretty close to where I live in Pavia, and I think he's from the Netherlands. And he said, what struck me, his comment, he said, "I've been watching you for years." Now that first, I was like, have I been doing this for years? But actually, I've been doing this about 4 years, and the channel's not that big, but that's okay. But he said, and I feel like, from watching your videos, I get to know you, and like you're a friend of mine. And I'm like, well, that's good. I like that people watch. A lot of people watch and don't ever comment, so I don't know who's just a view's just a view. It's just a number on the board for me. But I appreciate the comment a lot. And he said he's coming back in June, and maybe we can get together. So before I leave in August, we can get together and have some coffee or something. So if you want to do that, my email address is on my main YouTube page. It's the Philippines Project 22 at gmail.com. And if you're in the area, whatever, maybe we can get together. And I try my best to do that sometimes, but I don't always get it. I'm pretty busy over here, so sometimes it's hard. But anyway, I've met a lot of you. Darren, I hope you're doing well. He's out of the country right now, and on another adventure for a little bit. He'll be back. But anyway, I hope everything's going well for you. And he's from the UK. And so anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here. Good morning from Guimaras.